everybody? 505 interview series. All right. Little weird doing an afternoon show today. Usually we're a little bit later in the day, but in order to make it work with my guest today, who I've been trying to get on for a couple of years, we finally were able to sway it, and I'm excited to have him on. Hello, everybody in the chat that I see y'all popping in. Welcome. Thank you. But before we get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, please. It helps out, and it's free. You get amazing content for free. Also, I'll remind you, pinned in the comment section, I got my link tree there. Please go support my advertisers, sponsors, and preferred retail partners. They help continue to keep all the programming going on the show, and your support goes a long way. Whether you're looking for cigars, whether you're looking for accessories, I got you covered. Make sure you use the exclusive promo codes that are only available to my viewers out there to save yourself some coinage. And I also remind you, we're a month out from Dallas Smokefest. And man, if you missed out on your early bird VIP tickets, I'm sorry. But you can still go. If you use the promo code 505 review when you check out, it's going to save you some coinage on picking up your tickets for the event. You're not going to want to miss it. It's my second year going out there being an ambassador for it, and I'm excited. Of course, if you're looking for a place to stay, I heard that there still are a few blocks of rooms available at the Host Hotel, which is at the Omni in downtown Dallas. So you might want to pick that up. Otherwise, you're going to be staying with me in the no-tell motel in the hood because, that's where I stay. I'm not fancy enough to stay in a place like the Omni, but they're practically giving those rooms away. So get on it. Promo code 505 review when you check out at DallasSmokefest.com. My guest today, bro, has one of the most banging boutique cigars out there. He crushes it every step of the way. He just, I don't know what this dude's magic is, but he's got it. I met him a couple years ago at an event, and we kind of just clicked. And then I've been trying to get him on the show. We were able to make it work out now, so I'm excited to have him on. So let's bring him on there. Kevin King Brown of Konscious Cigars. Welcome, brother.
Hey, afternoon.
Glad to have you on, man. Glad to see you. And we've got a few people popping into the chat here.
Good.
There we go. James Brown. What's up, brother? Good to see you. You got Keith. Welcome. What's going on, man? Katrina. Good to see you. Jana. Good to see you. So now we said our hellos to everybody who's kind of popping up into the chat. I'll hand it over to you. Maybe tell everybody a little bit about yourself and about the brand.
Oh, sure, man. So those who don't know me, my name is Kevin Brown, Kevin King Brown. I'm from Tampa, Florida. A little background, my partners and I opened the first Black Cigar Lounge in Tampa, Florida. That was from 2016 to 2022. That's when I closed the place down. In that time frame in 2018, I go and blend my first cigar, and just for the record, I'm with Don Kiki / Karen Berger. That's who I'm housed with. Right where I do everything with. Excuse me. So 2018 is when I go and produce my first cigar, which was a Lancero and a Robusto. It's the same blend, just the different vitolas, right? From there, I do my launch in December of 2019. So basically, 2020 COVID is when I kind of started. And since that time, man, we just been, trying to get the product out, get the message out, trying to offer good, consistent product to the world, man. As you said, we met a couple of years ago, some event somewhere, because, I float around and so does he. So I'm just happy to be here, be a part of your viewership today, man. So thank you.
Excellent. How did your partnership with Karen Berger get started?
So I used to go for years and years ago. I used to go to her cigar lounge. When a guy from Tampa, I had family up in the area. He was like, "Try this lounge out." This is 2012, so it's way back. And I would go to this place, the cigar lounge, which is called Don Kiki's in Daytona, Florida. If you guys are around, you must visit it. Um, so I would go there, and I remember after a few years when I got interested in doing this, I remember asking around like, what does it take? I was at the time was a guy working with her named Ben, and I remember asking Ben, what would it take if I wanted to do X, Y, and Z? And of course, we spoke on that, and then a year later or so, I decided to do that. Reached back out to him. Of course, he puts me in contact with Karen, and we discuss what all it takes. Uh, and that's how it started. And the relationship with her has been great since day one. Like I have access to everything, bro. Like when I'm over there, so it's been a fantastic relationship with her. I wouldn't have it no one else, bro. It's been all her. It's been wonderful.
She's the queen for a reason, man.
Yeah, you better believe it, man.
She knows her stuff inside and out. And
she's the best. She is the best, bro.
She is. So, did you work this blend out yourself, or did she work it for you, or is it a combination?
Yeah, man. So I myself, like I just said, I get free range when I'm over there. So basically, I come over, I see what tobaccos are available that she has available in her farm and factory, and from that, the master blender and I just come up with some ideas with the tobacco I see, and I get to mixing and matching. Of course, the rollers are going. I don't roll anything like that, so we put the blends together. I may do several ones, see what I like, see what I taste, and from there I just mix and match. And we take pride in this. We're in the same factory, bro. And we consider a boutique, and our tobacco, you get two different types of tobacco, same factory, same farm. So we take pride in that, man. But yeah, pretty much I do everything on my own with my master blender, of course, who walks me through things that I don't know, and he knows all. So that's how I do mine.
That's excellent out there. You really have that great experience working out of her factory. Where she's got access to some of the best of the best tobaccos that are out there, just not from her farm, but what she's able to source out there. So the ability to create an amazing cigar out there that is, that's your own is something that I think a lot of brands out there can talk about that you have. Is that you've got that ability, and she handles in bringing in, and does she handle out your distribution and everything as well?
No, I kind of do everything. I go through her for creating tobacco because she has the farm. Yeah, she distributed. She from Nicaragua to the U.S. She distributes here. When it gets to the U.S., it goes to my distribution team, which is City of Palm. That's who I distribute everything with. So from Nicaragua, it comes to the U.S., and then I get it from here down to, like I say, City of Palms, and then from there, I ship out to retailers. Hope people order online, things of that nature. So I have a two-pronged process on that.
Well, yeah. So, what was that feeling you had after you had created the cigar? You brought it in, and the first lounge picked it up. What was that feeling like?
It was good, man. And for the record, my very first lounge was a lounge in Atlanta. Well, I had my own lounge first of all, so I did bring it in my lounge first.
Lounge.
Yeah. So, but the very first lounge to actually bring me in outside of myself was a lounge in Atlanta. It was called Habanas. It was great, man. It felt good that someone gave me a shot. Like they tried the tobacco, they liked the tobacco, and they said, "Hey, we'll bring you in." It felt wonderful, bro, and it continues to feel well when people would go and buy the product, and then I would see people or get messages like, "Hey, I just found and tried your cigar over here, and I love it." That makes you feel good, bro.
Yeah, it does. There's the certain, but that first one always just like you don't know if maybe you're right about it or not. It's always that validation from somebody else. It's like, yeah, man, I like what you got. I'll bring you in. But, trying to get that validation out that when it's such a cutthroat industry and things move.
So for me, man, when I do mine, of course you get a bunch of samplers because back then I had my cigar lounge as well, right? So I would have samples, and I would be, hit people up that I knew that I trust, and the locally, not even locally, people I knew who smoked cigars and I trusted their opinion. I was passing product out to them to try before I even launched it, right? And since I'm talking about Atlanta specifically, I met Dr. Oscar Rodriguez at GTO Cigars. I met him there. The first time I met Oscar was at this place, and I had samples on me because I was new in the game, and I gave Dr. Oscar a sample and asked him to try it and tell me what he think about it. He tried it and he gave me his opinion and what he thought, and me and Oscar became friends after that, man. If you guys familiar with him, he's a good guy.
Yeah, GTO. And if
Yeah,
you don't know, you better. He does
you better
amazing
know.
work up there
Mm-hmm.
on it. Yeah, that's good. So now that you've kind of been out on your own, outside of your own shop now for a few
Hmm.
years, how do you think it's been working for you? Good. You where you think are you where you thought you would be at about this point?
I think I'm where I thought I would be, but I need to. I feel like I need to do a lot more. I don't feel like I'm, you know, haven't even scratched the surface yet. I feel like there's a lot more I need to do. Even though I'm grateful to be where I'm at, and I do well. People receive me well. They receive the tobacco well. I get a lot of love in a lot of places. I think that's because of consistent, tobacco and quality tobacco, and also yourself being consistent and being a quality person, right? So I think I'm in a good place, man. But I feel like I want to get more. Like I want to get my tobacco internationally. I want it to be sold around the world. You know.
Have you talked with like Karen about going with her to Germany and the Middle East and Asia?
Yes. Yeah. 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 So I've wanted to do that. Quite frankly, I haven't had enough cash to do it because it takes a lot. I haven't been financially able to do it. I mean, I could do it, go out there and jump out there and do it and get it done. But I don't want to. I want to be super comfortable when I'm over there, so I can move how I really want to move. So I haven't been able to make that happen. But yes, of course, if I wanted to go with her, it would be, I've been invited with her. But sometimes I like to do things I like to create my own path. Um, and of course, I don't want to. She's doing her hard work and running her lane as she should. I don't want to come in there and muddy that up. I have to do my own lane. But yes, we do work on things together as well too. But some things I like to just do it on my own.
Let's see. James said the Cameroon box press and the Lancero are his favorites. All right.
That's what's up, Jan.
That James, I got to tell you, that's probably my favorite too. And I'm not a Lancero guy, but I do really enjoy the Lancero, which I'm smoking today.
You got Lancero now, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a Robusto today. I want a Lancero, but I didn't bring any.
yeah. I like it, and most people tell you, I just can't stand Lanceros, but something about the blend on your Lancero and the fact that that of all the Lanceros that I've smoked out there, you've really kept yours as one of the most consistent, where I've never really had much of a problem. The flavor's always been consistent, and you just do a good job on it, man. It's one of the few that I'll actually go out and buy.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I actually got a 97 rating on that one from Jamie from Stuggy Press. Uh, if anybody wants to go look at that, they can. I love the Lancero, man. I'm a Lancero guy, and I like when I hear that because my one of my very first cigars I really liked was the L40 by Liga Privada. If you guys haven't had that Lancero, you should. That cigar used to make me feel a certain way. I used to like it. Like I was like, wow, this is a good feeling smoking this cigar. So when I did my Lancero, I wanted people to feel how I felt smoking the Liga L40. And if people enjoy it and so they feel that makes me very happy because that means I did what I tried to do. I wanted you to feel it the same way I felt when I smoked my very first Lancero.
Yeah, I get it. There's, I think everybody always has that one that they're like, this cigar makes me feel like this, and when you work on creating your own, you're trying to create that same magic out there for other people. When
Mm-hmm.
you were testing out on the Lancero, were you going for that kind of same feeling out there, like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
the Liga made me feel like this, and when you finally hit us, like I got that same feeling.
Absolutely, bro. That's what I was just trying to say. Yes, I want people to have that feeling. Like I feel like I accomplished what I was trying to do. Because I hear great people love it. I see people all the time, and they always got something great to say about it, and that tells me it makes me think they're feeling the same way about the conscious Lancero as if the way I felt about the
Sure.
L40. And that makes my day.
Let's see here from Johnny here. Love the Cameroon and Maduro and the 25th
Mhm.
anniversary. Karen has been a go-to for a while, and I like the Lanceros
Absolutely,
too, of course, out
absolutely.
there. James, I prefer Lonsdale, but Lanceros are more readily available. I do
Mhm.
enjoy a good Lonsdale. Good Lonsdale. Yeah, you
I had
always.
one yesterday, actually.
Yeah, Johnny again here. He need to get and see some Conscious soon. You do, and you're missing out. Conscious for the last couple of years has been a big part of my humidor. I always keep them on hand. It's just I know that when I'm looking for something specific for the night to smoke, and I can't find it. I always know Conscious always will provide me with that uniqueness and something
Mm.
different that I want. That that I don't feel a lot of brands can provide. They can provide you with certain flavors, but when you're looking for something different and unique, you've really found a way to master out those flavors very well.
Thank you, man. And a lot of that, you have to give the credit to the factory, man. These people over here, Karen Factories, they are on point, bro, from top to bottom. So we all say thank you.
No, yeah, yeah. You don't seem to, at trade shows I've heard you out there, you really don't rely heavily on promoting the fact that you work with Karen out there. You want the brand to kind of stick on its own. That's kind of one of those afterthoughts,
Hmm.
especially if maybe they're on the fence on wanting to bring you in. It's like, oh, by the way, if it matters, my
Hmm.
stuff's made by Karen Berger, if that helps, but it's not something that you kind of you out there promote where you've talked about earlier. You like to stay in your own lane and you like to kind of
Hmm.
build your own out there. So it's kind of like, don't need to tell anybody, but I want you to stand on
Hmm.
my own first.
Yeah. So when I first started, one of the sayings me and her ex vice president used to have was for me, and the tobacco has its own legs. It's not who you're affiliated with. It's about the product. Is the product consistent? Is the quality? That's what it boils down to me. Before you don't have to even know who I am like that at all. It's just try the product and see what this product tells you about itself, and then we could go forward. Then I'll tell you whatever you need to know. But one thing about it, that the tobacco has to be what you're looking for, bro,
No,
and
yeah,
that's important to me.
of course. Let's see. Katerina here, Sugar Mama, and Cameroon stay in my humidor. That's a good choice. And James here, Conscious always gets my mind right to write.
You get it right to right. I like that.
That's a,
That's funny.
that's good. You know,
That's cool.
so when the first trade show you went to, how do you feel the brand itself was uh, taken in by retail shops as you're talking to them as they were sampling? What was kind of the big thing that said maybe I need to continue this and push a bit harder?
Um, Good question. It was received well. I My first trade show, I was didn't know anything, so I'm watching them learning. So I think overall, I think my very first trade show, I think I did very very well. And there were some things when I look back, I need to clean up. Um, but overall, it went well. And what made me come back is like it was a selection, it was a group of people that was actually trying to seek out boutiques. You know,
Mhm.
they wanted something different or not really heard of yet, you know. And I appreciate those that look for that. And I also had people, you know, to give me a shot for the first time who have heard before, who saw me, you know, over the years, you know, moving around. And some people say, hey, you know what? I've been seeing you for a year or two, or moving around the world and, you know, trying to do your thing. And I'm here now, you're here now. I'm going to purchase. So I liked it both ways, and I think it did very well. Both times I've done it. I've only done it twice.
So I got introduced to your brand because I follow your brand ambassador Kia,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
Smoky Boss Queen. I follow her,
Smoky
and
Boss
she's
Queen.
always out there promoting, and that
Hmm.
convinced me I needed to go out and buy and try the cigar because I'd followed her for a
Hmm.
while, and so that was kind of, I was like, well, all the cool kids are doing it, so I might as well. And I didn't regret it. And right, because I hit her up and I asked her what she would recommend, and she kind of told me everything. Because I'm like, okay, so I kind of bought a little bit of everything because I wanted to try everything, and then she was right. Everything is everything is fantastic. You know,
Okay.
each provides something different to me depending on what I'm looking for, and I appreciate that in a cigar that
Hmm.
you didn't try and keep the flavor profiling with the Lancero and the Robusto the same. You wanted them to stand on their own as two different cigars that taste completely different, even though they're the exact same blend.
Hmm. It's funny how that works, man. Sometimes the ship of a Vitola can just take on his own taste, bro. You know, it's amazing like that. Sometimes, to be honest with you, not every time, but sometimes it works that
No,
way.
but I do appreciate that. It's just like, no, we're going to keep it because it's different, and I like that, and that's one of
Hmm.
the big things I appreciate about what you do out there when you're working out on a blend is that you kind of, one, you let the tobacco speak for itself, and then you kind of
Absolutely.
you move, and I think that's important that on that. And one thing I like to ask people is out there is that you're blending for yourself and you're hoping other people like it too, or are you blending specifically for something specific?
So when I honestly, man, I try to do it. I try to think in my brain, what are most people gonna like? Because you can't please everyone, right? So I try to come up with something that, of course, that I have to like it myself, but I want to think I can get like 85% of the people, 90% of the people I think will like this. So I kind of blend for the people, you know. That's most important. It's not what I like really. It's about the people that's going to support you and buy your product. So I try to gauge the market. And I'm at lounges all the time. I'm talking to people. I'm asking questions. So when I do get ready to do something, I have in mind what I want to do. Something if people if the new wave is man, I want something super spicy. I haven't done anything like that. But if I was to hear that in multiple different cities, that's going to be in my equation going forward. I may look into that. What can I do to put a little spiciness in this for those people who I know are seeking this out? And if I think there's a large number of that, then I would try to incorporate that.
Okay. I've heard multiple different, brands, and they all have different ideas on how they
Hmm.
work. Some are like, I blend stuff that I'd like, and I hope other people like it too. And
Hmm.
then others
Hmm.
are, what I try to blend towards trends of what people seem to be out there liking, and then others blend towards, what people tell them they like. And I don't, I'm kind of on the side of what are the people telling you and blending for something that I'd enjoy because if you're going to blend towards the masses, you're never going to appease everybody out there because
Hmm.
some people it's just not what's in their bag. But if you blend something that you like and enjoy, then fans of your brand are going to gravitate to it, even if it's something
Hmm.
that they may not be inclined to smoke regularly, just because
Hmm.
they like what you do blend wise.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty, man. Like it's more than a thousand ways to do things, man. Like I think I love that part of the cigar world. I mean, any kind of business, really, like podcast business, right? Like, there's 1,000 ways you do your show that others don't do, right? And it works. So I embrace it. I love it. I like to hear different ideas about it.
I boxed myself in though on the on the interview side of market because I gear towards the small brands and the boutiques because that's where
Hmm.
for the almost 25 years I've smoked cigars. That's almost exclusively what I've smoked.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
From being that's about all it. When I started, really, that's what I could afford to smoke. Is
Hmm.
that because they were a cheaper option to now, it's the it out there. But, you know, I don't regret doing it. Because I
Hmm.
think it's important that people know who you are and know your brand,
Hmm.
know your story, because I think that's important out there. It adds to the smoke, but also you put out a really damn good product too. It's enjoyable to
Appreciate it.
smoke. I have never smoked anything of yours that I haven't enjoyed.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, and I appreciate people like you. A lot of us boutiques out here, we need that, right? We need somebody to say, "Hey, check these guys out." I know you never heard of them, but check them out. I've smoked it, I've liked it. You can read comments, people like it. You should try it. Give them a shot.
Yeah, but and I tell a lot of people this too is that you're not producing in masses out there. So a lot of the tobacco that you're getting is high quality because the high quality
Mhm.
stuff the big brands aren't using because they can't do the mass production on that. They're just looking to
Right.
get as
Yeah.
much of one type. So that higher quality leaf on there, that's available for you. And what can you
Hmm.
do with that with the higher quality leaves out there? And I think you have taken something that a lot that they didn't want because it doesn't fit their mold, and you've created a piece of art with it.
Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Like I say, we in our factory, we take pride in, man, good quality tobacco, man, and consistent good quality tobacco, premium tobacco. We have to sometimes say that premium tobacco, and if that if the tobacco is right, if the sourcing is right, and the blend put together nicely, I think you have a winner every time.
How many times a year do you go down to Esteli and work on stuff out in the factory?
Prior to this year, it was more like 2 times a year. So I go. I don't go often. I do want to start going more often. Probably starting next year. Uh, but whenever I go, like I'm going to strictly work. I know some people go to hang out a little bit. But when I'm there for that week or whatever, man, I'm locked in. And I'm all day long. So I do a lot of stuff within that week. So if I did 2 weeks a year, like I used to, I try to get stuff out of the way that way. And I try to set things for the next year. Some stuff it doesn't catch me like I want, so I don't bring it out. Like I had something to come out this year, but I switched up at the last minute. I didn't. I said I'll save it. I didn't want to bring it out. But I'm working on. I want to work on something very unique next year, though. I really, really do.
All right, all right. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, out there. So you're looking at having something that you can talk about when like PCA rolls around or later
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yes, yeah. Hopefully by PCA. I got two things in mind. I don't know which way I want to go just yet, but I got to get over there first. Maybe I could try to get the end of this year, beginning of next, and then see what's available, and then I make my mind up once I get there. But I kind of two ways I want to go. Something like I really was thinking of maybe like a very luxury cigar. I see there's a need there's a market like people are looking for this very exclusive, expensive cigar. So I kind of think I want to do that, or I want to go in the vein of something that's unique to the conscious name, like play off the name with something. I haven't made my mind up yet on which type of cigar I want to do, but I'm
Well,
working on it.
that high end boutique it, it's a market that myself I haven't been a fan of, but I
Hmm.
understand that it is niche. you're really going after a real certain subset of the boutique smokers out there. When you start going for something high end, something luxury out there. But look, I'll support you no matter what. That.
Well, I just something I noticed, man. When I was in my travels, uh, like I said, I own a lounge. I used to own a lounge as well, so I kind of see this tobacco world two ways. I see it on both sides, and when I talk to when I see my retailers, my lounge owners out here, and I pick their brain a little bit, and I'm just listening, seeing what I think the next trend might be, and what's the next hot thing. And I want to be ahead of the curve, So that's how I look at things.
So you're seeing kind of on this trend that within the next couple of years of kind of that ultra boutique is going to be kind of the way that trend works towards of that high end. All right. Okay.
I do.
All right.
Yep. I absolutely do. And it just could be my imagination, I'm nobody, but I just try to keep up, with the latest stuff, and I just try to figure things out. Just try to be different, And like I said, if it is something, I want to be ahead of the curve, of things, That's just how I'm wired.
Well, I don't fault you at all on that. I try and with some of the brands that I work with that during their creation process and what they're making when they send it over to me to get my take on where they're at in the blend. I try and gauge trends based upon what they're making, the tobaccos they're using, the flavor profile on where things are going. And within the last year, I'd say that the biggest trend that I've seen is going very, very heavy, very full bodied, very strong on the cigar. I don't quite get that, but I think that that's where things are going based upon what I'm seeing for right now. At least for this next year, I think you're going to see a lot more full-bodied, full-strength cigars come out. Stuff people are trying to, and I hear it from a lot of people. I think that the consumer thinks they want that, so that's where the trend's going. I don't think they want that, but that's where it's going.
I could understand that. Like I always tell people that. I remember in my younger days coming up. Like all the guys smoke heavy, full body cigars. That was the thing, right? Like the generation before me. And then you look at our generation, myself included, and I even tout this and tell people all the time. I'm not the only one. I know. Like I blend for flavor, not strength. Like for the past, I don't know, 7, 8 years or so now. A lot of us are trying to make flavorful cigars. So everything comes in waves. So if the full body extra strength coming back, I can see that happening. I can see it. Everything flows. Everything flows in life, man, with the universe.
I just, I think that the consumer out there thinks that's what they want. I think what they want is a full flavored, not full bodied.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, but they're getting both because they keep throwing around the full bodied. And I'm like, I don't think you want all that vitamin N in your diet. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I don't know. Getting knocked on your ass. Okay. I mean,
some people like it. Some people like it.
Look, every now and then I enjoy a cigar that's got that's heavy, full bodied, heavy on that nicotine. I enjoy every now, but it's not something I want to smoke all the time.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Every now and then, it's nice. It's I'm fine with the full flavor. Good, hit me with that full flavor. But full body, and I don't think that's what they're looking for. But that's kind of what I've been seeing from test blends coming in over to me is been really more full bodied, full flavor. So
okay.
I think.
I mean, it's the market for everything, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but if that's what the people want, then give the people what they want.
Every time, you can't go wrong that way.
Oh, we got another question here. Let's see. Let's see here from James. I love that approach, and it's evident in each of the blends of Conscious. It's different in taste. There you go.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, I agree. I think that the that everything is different, and you've done a good job of making each cigar you manufacture different and unique and taste. You know, nothing I've had from you tastes the same or taste similar to something else. It's all
Mhm.
has its own unique profile, which I think
Yeah.
makes you stand, or at least makes, in my mind, what makes Conscious stand out. When people ask me, I'm looking for something, have you had Conscious? No,
Mhm.
you should try because everything's different. These two are the exact same blend, but you'd think they're two completely different cigars.
Mhm.
You know,
That's absolutely true. Thank you.
yeah, I think you do a good job on that. But again, you're also working with masters there at Kiki at Don Kiki Factory out there.
Mhm.
You're also having the ability to have some of the highest quality tobacco out there,
Mhm.
and you know, and of course that mentorship of the Queen herself out there,
Mhm.
really as a guiding light, and you kind of got the trifecta there.
I'm a lucky guy, man. I very much so got lucky. But I believe in the universe. The universe put me in the right position to make this happen with them. So I never take it for granted. Very appreciative of it. Mhm.
Southern Girl Word. They're definitely a great stick that I grab whenever I see them. Yes. Yep.
Uh,
You have to. They're not readily available out in my area, so but I do buy them and I do keep them separate.
how is the cigar community in your area? How is the cigar world out there?
So um it's got a unique mixture budget smokers, of
Hmm.
of budget smokers and luxury smokers. There's really this in between area that I think's missing, you know, out there. And there's not a lot of shops that carry boutique or small brands out there, but the ones that do very, very, very well. The problem
Hmm.
in Colorado is the tax structure on it.
Uh,
So that kind of that kills a lot. Where here in Wyoming, the cigar, it it's taxed 30 cents. But in
okay.
Colorado, it's taxed at 60%.
Wow.
So it kind of limits, which is why it's like the haves and have-nots. A lot of budget smokers, because the tax structure in Colorado is really high, and then you have a lot of people with money who tend to go more on the luxury route. So that kind of
Gotcha.
in between area, that sweet spot area where a lot of people like to be at, that $9 to $13 range, is kind of wiped out, because that $9 to $13 range is now more in that $20 range. So the budget smokers have kind of filled in that mark.
Mm. Wow. Tough. That is tough. I guess I'm spoiled in Tampa, man. We have cigar lounges everywhere. Prices are fairly decent. So I don't know. I'm always curious to hear other states and cities and
I only got
how it
one. I only
works.
got one lounge in town. So if I
Oh
if
wow.
I want to if I'm looking at trying to get something different, I've got to go to Colorado.
Mm.
So
And now
I'm trying.
one that's is one that's in town. Do they carry boutiques or are they legacy owned, brand
No,
owned?
they carry more legacy stuff. They have started bringing in a few of the boutique stuff out there, but not to the extent that you'd like to see. It is a lot of the heritage name brand, legacy brand
Hmm.
stuff that's in there,
Hmm.
because I just think that for a lot of the consumer base around here, they're not educated on it.
Hmm.
They like to smoke, but this is what they know because this is what's been available.
The name, yeah, I got it.
So
Okay.
people tend to not expand out on their horizons. I do my best to try and educate, but I can lead people to water. I can't make them drink.
Hopefully they listen, man. Because I've seen quite a few different people on here, man, with good product, and and some of us don't get alike. So hopefully they listen to you one of these days, man.
Well, and I have enough of a preferred retail shops that carry boutique, and some are boutique exclusive out there. So I've made it available, or at least easy enough
Hmm.
for them, if it's not in your area, where you can buy it online. And on
Hmm.
that, and on top of that, I'm giving you a promo code, so you're getting it even cheaper.
Oh, that's dope.
I've worked out promo code deals with these retail shops out there to try and get people to want to expand their horizon, or to expand out
Hmm.
their palate, try something different. Hey, here's this brand. Because everybody always asks, where can I buy? So, well, I don't know where you're at, so I don't know, but like, here's the website to the brand. I mean, they got a store
Right,
locator. You can see if something's near you, and if it's not near you,
right.
well, here's an online retail shop that I trust and I recommend, and they will ship them to you. And here's a promo code to save money.
Can't go wrong. Can't
I
go
do
wrong.
my best to try and get, but again, I can't make people buy it. If I could put my hand in their pocket and take their wallet, here you go. You are going to buy it, but I can't. I can't do that. I can only tell them, hey,
Yeah.
great product, and here's some options for purchasing that are available to you.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. They need to listen to you, man, because I see different good people on here, so they should listen.
You hear that? That comes straight from the voice himself. There. If you haven't tried Conscious Cigars, well, you have to, because I know what I'm talking about.
I can't. No, sorry, I'm getting a phone call that went out on me. I delete it.
Oh, I just said straight from your voice. You said I know what I'm talking about, so you should go buy Conscious Cigars.
Yes, 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 yes,
See,
and
right there.
others, and others. Any people that you co-sign on here, man. Because sometimes I've seen people on here, and I've smoked some of that stuff, and I like that stuff too. So not just myself, you pretty much are on point. So others as well.
Well, yeah, and you're out there trying out and smoking other brands and supporting other brands on that, but you're also smoking too, to make sure you're not putting out something like what they have. You
Hmm.
got to have uh, your own unique style or flair or taste to
Absolutely.
your cigar out there. So trying out other brands out there, but the support, and I think that's a big thing within the small brand and boutique community out there, is that support that everybody gives to each other, showing up at other events of just showing that support. You don't
Hmm.
get that from the big guys.
Hmm. Mm. Yeah, we definitely try to, man. Most of us, man. It's always love when we see each other, always. So I'm a big proponent. My company's called Conscious Cigars for a reason. That's almost like a unity thing. So I'm all about everyone growing. So and the people I meet out here in this community is wonderful people, got good product, and let's work together or let's whatever, make it happen. End of the day, we could just go and smoke a cigar together, and that's cool.
It is. Southern girl world support is where it's at. If you don't support others, you can't expect others to support you. Facts.
Hmm. Hmm.
Facts. James here. That's why I appreciate about Kevin is he'll post that he's smoking other brands. Yeah,
Absolutely,
that's
absolutely.
absolutely out there. You kind of get
I
you know
always I tell people I'm a cigar smoker, right? So I'm at a lounge smoking just like everyone else. So I want to try something new, or I want to go to a go-to that I like, that I from someone, a brand I like. So it's the same thing for me. But
yeah.
I have met people that say, "Oh no, I don't. I only smoke my brand. I can't kick it like that. Sorry."
No, look, I'm never going to start my own brand or a cigar out there. But if I did, I look at it. that I'm a consumer first, and
Absolutely.
I want to try everything I can, whether it's my brand or not. I want a good smoke, and there's a lot of brands out there that put out bangers out there, and and if I could show support to another brand and help them out, it does ends up helping you out, because it's like, well, man, he's smoking that brand, it's got to be good, and he owns a brand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm a consumer first. Even on the media side of things, I'm a consumer first. I'm looking for something good out there. I want to try
Mm-hmm.
something that's out there. I'm not going to box myself in because I have brands that I prefer over other brands. I want to smoke everything I can get my hands on.
Mm-hmm. Long as the product is quality product and it's good, I'm gonna smoke it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I appreciate when people do the same for me, because there's other people that smoke my product too. So we love it, man. We love the helping each other out and working out with each other out here, man. Just normal stuff, nothing fancy.
I had a question I was going to ask you, and it just when we got sidetracked on that.
Oh, my fault, man.
I
I
had a
took I
question.
took us somewhere else.
It was a follow up to something you had just said, and I was gonna follow up on a question on that. Now I completely spaced what I was gonna ask you. It, it'll come back.
Yeah, that's
It'll
on
come back.
me. That's on me, man.
No, it's all right. It'll come back. On there. Mm. Well, good.
So
I'm
yeah,
excited
yeah,
to hear about what I'm excited for whatever you decide to drop next or what you come out with next, because I think it's been
yeah.
a long time coming.
Yeah, and I like to. So I know people that a lot of people put out a lot of cigars. I kind of don't. I have people that's in my ear like, you should put out a cigar like every year. I don't want to do that. So I don't feel like what I have now has reached the world yet. So I take my time with it. I'm in no race or competition or rush or anything, man. So I just do it when I feel like it's ready, when it's time for me. I just go by the flow of the universe, and if it says it's time, I do it. But I've been feeling like I want to get these products still. I still want to get the product I already have existing more places. But at the end of the day, you have to create something new as well. So I will be working on something. Like I said, I do want to bring out something different next year, because it's been a while. It's been, I need to do something because it's been a while. But I'm in no rush to do it. I have to make sure everything is right, everything aligns properly. Then I make that move.
No, I agree. It's quality over quantity, and there are a lot of brands that every year
Hmm.
put out something new,
Hmm.
and I'm just like, how can you? I mean, how well are you continuing to move all of this inventory when your portfolio's got 12 cigars in it, out there,
Hmm.
sometimes you
I mean,
you
everybody's different. Everybody's different. So.
is I don't. I mean, I'm not saying that's it's right or wrong. It's just like,
Mhm.
your portfolio is kind of huge for a small brand out there. To kind of keep everything moving. I don't mind what you're doing. You haven't put out anything new in a while, but what you have out is, it's quality. And
Yeah, and I believe in that, man. But we'll have something, man. For hopefully people will still be liking it, and we'll try it, which I'm sure they will, because I hear it a lot, and people are ready for something. But I have to make sure it's right before I actually do make that move. But I love it.
of course, I love what you put out. You put out great stuff. And I keep
Mhm.
going back. I keep buying. So apparently you're doing something right there. I'm a repeat buyer.
I appreciate that, man.
So you're also a guy who hits a lot of the event circuit as well, getting your name out
Mhm.
there and doing a lot at these events. Do you feel that that's helped expand out your fan base as well, going to areas that you're
Ab-
not typically in?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. It's just like just almost like visibility, and being able to contact people. So yes, when I do those shows, do different events, yes, it's helping me get the reach. And I also like visiting cities and going to lounges and hanging with the local people. You know what I mean? Uh, Being able to touch people and people can have these conversations with me. I think that works as well.
Got to get you out for Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest. Got to get you out here.
Yeah, I do want to do that, but I think you have. I've emailed them a couple of years ago, I believe. And you have to be affiliated with. So I forgot. I can't remember exactly what they said. You got to be affiliated with something
So
with them.
so it's so it's affiliated through Smoker Friendly, and on
That's
it,
it. That's it.
but
That
it,
is it.
it your cut on that is kind of you know you for a lot of brands it is you're losing money on doing the event, but it expands out your portfolio because it's a very popular event.
It looks wonderful, man. I see a lot of people that's going, and I wish I could get there. I really want to get there because it looks wonderful, man. And I'm sure the growth people get from that is well worth the event. You know,
It's just a market that Colorado's a market that you're not a part of that I really feel you should
correct,
be a part of out there.
correct.
And you showing up to Denver and hitting Denver and Colorado Springs on your own running, talking to lounges, yeah, that's great, but this is an opportunity for the masses to really get to
It's like a fast
see
track,
you.
right? Like
Yeah,
right.
and really get to meet you, get to buy your product on hand. Most of
Hmm.
yeah, it's one of those events everybody sells out. It's
Yeah, man. I hear great things about it, and I do want to get there. Like for instance, last year was my first year working the like Midwest market. I've always been East Coast and South, right? One or two spots up north, but I actually did places in the Midwest last year. My first time ever going to the Midwest, and so I am trying to work my way out that way eventually. And like I said, I'm a small guy. I still work for a living, so
yeah,
I don't get a lot of time off, but I try to squeeze in what I can. So it takes me I got to take more babyer steps to get to where I got to go, but I don't mind doing it. But I am trying to work my way out to that market, and maybe I could meet all the requirements in the future to be a part of it. So I definitely want to go to that, man.
yeah, I'd love to see you there. This year there were more smaller brands than I've seen in the past, and
Oh, wonderful!
that made me really happy to see that
That's
that
wonderful.
these smaller brands are willing to take that really a financial hit. But the couple that
Hmm.
I've that after the event, they had no presence in Colorado, have got into a few shops after
Good,
the
good.
event, that the owners go to the event and they're like, man, this is good, I got to bring these guys in, so small financial hit for a larger gain out there. But that's kind of how this industry works, like PCA, that
Hmm.
huge financial hit out there. And
Absolutely.
you're really, it's a shot in the dark when you hit that, is that I'm putting a big financial risk down on this for a payoff on it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's
And
kind of the
sometimes we
same
have to
thing
take
with
those
that.
risks. We have to take those risks sometimes. It's worth it sometimes, man. So yeah, you're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct.
And you had a great booth this year at PCA.
Thank you.
You're a good location, and you were right by Karen's booth, so
Hmm.
that really, that one helped out too. I'm assuming.
I did. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. For us, man, we were so happy to be there, man. I was so happy because the first year I did it, I was with the Boutique Cigar Association, so we had like
Mhm.
kiosks. And it was like a few of us, which I was cool with. I love that too. But then I wanted to let me try get my own little space and see how that works. And that was wonderful, man. I had a little table I could sit down at, and people could come and sit and talk with me or whatever. So it was wonderful, man. Can't wait to do another one.
Did you
Hopefully, we
did
can
you
get some.
enjoy New Orleans instead of Vegas?
I did. Not instead of Vegas, but I did enjoy New Orleans. I thought New Orleans. I just thought it was huge as hell. Like I try to catch a break and run around and see everybody. Shake hands real quick with some people I know. They got their brands out there, and I thought I did, and I realized, hell, I didn't even get half of this place. I was getting calls like, no, I'm way over here. I said, oh hell, man, I can't. That's too far. You know what I mean? I think I like. I guess I'm just more familiar with Vegas, so I'm more comfortable around Vegas one. But it's a pro and con on both, right? Like I like Vegas actual PCA, but Vegas is more expensive. So New Orleans, I thought it was just huge, but the food is more affordable. You know what I mean? So it's a give and a take. But I do love the fact that we're somewhere. I believe in balance, right? Like I believe things can be, you know, ebbs and flows. So a switch up, going to a different city, I think is wonderful. You know what I mean? I think it's wonderful. And New Orleans had like, that place just gives you chill bumps, man. They got so much culture there. You know what I mean? So it's just a beautiful place. So I love being in New Orleans. So I like both. I like both. I wouldn't mind if they switch them up every few years back and forth.
I enjoyed New Orleans. I had a blast. One, I kind of liked how everything was walking distance.
Correct.
From the hotels where everything was at. It is easy to navigate around. The food was phenomenal, and the fact that I didn't have to mortgage my house to get a meal like in Vegas.
You had to buy a $25 burger in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Like, where are we going to eat at? It's like, oh, we're going to go eat at the food court in the hotel. What? A burger. Yeah, the food was phenomenal. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.
The Uber, we had an Uber driver one night, and we're trying to get to a lounge, and he's like, "Oh man, this street's closed." He goes, "I can drop you off close, and you can walk it, or if you want me to, I can shortcut it through." I'm like, "Whatever you want to do." This dude's like driving through parking lots and down to buildings and going over to get. She's like, "This is as close as I get you." I'm like, "Bro, that works for us." Like this dude's
dope, man.
Shortcuts around to get to places. I was like, yeah, man, appreciate you.
I learned something in New Orleans this year. I learned a place where everybody goes to the French Quarters and all that, but there's a little section in there where all the locals hang at. I forgot what they called it, but it's right on the backside of the French Quarter. So we hung out there for a little bit where the locals hung at. Man, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I had a great time. Back to New Orleans this year. For it, so I'm looking forward to that, and then back to Vegas so you can feel comfortable again.
Yeah, I mean, I like them both, man. To be honest, but like I said, when you talk about the culture itself, like New Orleans is a different place. But then in Vegas, though, I always one of the places I definitely go to and hang out is Tap and Ash when I'm in Vegas. Feels like home, wonderful people. I really enjoy myself there.
The lounge I go to in Vegas is Tap and Ash. I won't go to any of that.
Yeah.
I don't need any of that lounges in Vegas. That first time at Tap and Ash, I was like, bro, the vibe, everything about it.
They do things right, bro. They do things right.
There ain't no need to go to any other lounge. I'm just gonna. It's like, well, we're gonna go here. I'm like, well, that's fine. You can. I'll be at Tap and Ash.
Right. It's my go-to place, bro. And it feels like home, bro. And I've heard they expanded there as well. So if you guys, if anybody that's listening is going to Vegas, man, please check out Tap and Ash. You're going to love it. I promise.
Oh yeah. So you are not. In 2024, they had bought the property behind Tap and Ash, and they turned that into a whole lounge, and it's like a warehouse.
Yes. I did an event out there last year in that other space. But since then they even got more.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that warehouse space. It was room to move around in where you're not
plenty space. Plenty
of space. Yeah. Southern Girl Word. Frenchman Street is where all the locals hang out at.
Well, she's from there. Yeah, she's from there. Yeah. So she would know. Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of the name of it, but that's it.
And Katrina here, Konscious Cigars will be worldwide soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you have a presence out west anywhere, or are you mainly south and east?
Just like I was tapping ash in Vegas, and then in California, Pittsburgh, California, a place called the Hearth.
Okay.
Those are that's all I got in Cali. I was in contact with someone, me and another lounge there, but we haven't happened yet. But so far to say right now, just Pittsburgh, California, the Hearth. I
Are
haven't actually
you
been there yet.
are you going to pay into the California
I'm not.
registration thing?
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
It's. I just had to deal with that 2 weeks ago. It's just too costly. Uh, so I won't be able to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if I had, multiple lounges buying, every few months, it might be worth it. But one lounge can't help me do. It's just too expensive.
I got you. Sorry, Cali people.
Yeah, man, it's not us though, man. I don't know. I don't know how any other. I haven't spoken to any other brands about it. I don't know how people are handling that, but I know for myself, I won't be able to do it.
No, I've kind of seen mixed reviews from kind of the boutique side where some are they're going to do it to register in it, and others are like it not gonna do that. And I think the biggest name that said they're pulling out of the California market was Steve Saka.
Okay. Mhm.
He's just like I'm not gonna do that. If you're gonna require me to register my brand, that his no, done. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. It's. I don't know. I don't know the whole politics behind it, but it damn sure throws a wrinkle in what we had going for sure.
And especially such a huge market like California, really now you've
Hmm.
already taken something that's already being limited and limiting it down even more.
Yeah, making it even harder, right? Mhm.
Yeah, and trying to, I guess if more and more California accounts want to jump on board and have you part of it, that'd be something you'd look at doing in the future then.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love to stay there, but I just can't afford to do it. Like
Yeah.
that registration is high, man. That's a lot of money.
Hmm.
And if you're not like 3xing, it just don't make sense.
It's almost already an unaffordable product out there to begin with.
Yeah, and
They,
they
they
already high. Yes, correct. Mhm.
Yeah, they've already taken it to the extreme, which means now if California's going to do it, means oh great, next will be Illinois, and then and
Mhm.
then New York. They'll follow suit. So it's just continuing limiting your growth out there, especially in some of these larger markets.
At some point, man, they'll probably change their mind on it when they start seeing other states like really growing from it, and they're like, "Hey, we're missing some of this pot." Maybe they'll change there.
Well, with the a lot of brands being disenfranchised out of California, the last 3 4 years, you've seen a big rise in places like Texas. That have
Absolutely.
really embraced the culture and the community, that have really taken up that mantle, of that. And a lot of brands now that are starting their journey out of Texas. It's kind
Hmm.
of become that new it state out there.
Almost like a headquarters, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
And Texas is big enough for it too. They got plenty of space, so they're they're lost in their game, man. So be it. You can't control that.
You were out at Dallas Smokefest last year. Are you going to be returning
Mhm.
this year for it?
No, not this year, man. I just had a conversation a week ago and won't be returning back. It just didn't work out this year, but I will be supporting them, so I will still be sponsoring some things. But it just won't happen this year.
Excellent. Kevin, I appreciate you taking the time to come on today and tell your story, talk about the Conscious brand. I hope you all, if you haven't had Conscious Cigars, you definitely go check them out. I've got preferred retail partners in my link tree that's pinned in the comment section that does sell Conscious Cigars out there, and there are promo codes available, so save you some coinage on that. And of course, I've got links to everything Kevin and Conscious down in the description, so you can connect on social media as well. And make sure you follow Kevin and Conscious Cigars out there. Kevin, anything you'd like to promote or talk about before we end out the show tonight?
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you guys, man. Thank you for having me on, bro. And if anybody out here who's listening, you can follow us on social media at Conscious Cigars, and that's with a K. Um, we got the next big thing we have is down in Tampa, the Heritage Festival, which is December, the first weekend in December. If you guys can, if you're snowed in up north somewhere out west, come on over, man. Come to Tampa. We'll have on some shorts and flip flops, man. Ready to serve y'all some cigars, man. So I look forward to seeing everybody in December.
Excellent. And next Monday, back to the regularly scheduled time, not an early show. So for those of you who are watching, I see quite a few new faces in the chat out there. Sorry, we'll be back at a regularly scheduled time. My work wife, Michelle Merkerson from Cigars with Them, will be on. So you can come hang out with us and listen to her nag at me for something.
The last time I saw her, I took a picture of you guys. I snapped a picture of you two together. I don't know if
Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah, I remember that. Yes, I do.
Yeah. She was out here for Rocky Mountain, so we were hanging
Awesome.
out. We were hanging
She's a
out
good
in
woman,
Denver
man.
for a few
A
days.
good woman, good knowledgeable woman. She's great.
Knowledgeable, good. You know, she's out there. I gotta get her on before she's about ready to explode and be big time.
Yeah.
I already told her you're starting that wave from the top of that high ivory tower up there. You're getting that wave.
I seen her do you like that, bro. Thank you, man.
I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you so much. Chat, thank you guys so much. We'll see you all next week. Take care. Be safe out there. Don't do anything Kevin and I wouldn't do because we're sweet and innocent boys. And we'll see
Absolutely, bro.
everybody.
Absolutely.
Peace out.